Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Bold and the Beautiful. Liam not buying what Hope tries to sell next week. Bold and the Beautiful has Liam Spencer watching Hope Logan going for the gusto when it comes to her career on the CBS soap next week. B&B spoilers suggest it's nothing less than electrifying for the Logan daughter now that she's got her lead designer back. But it sounds like that electric vibe swirling around SC is about to ignite a fire. It looks like Hope Logan, Annika Noel, changed her tune last week on B&B. She stood up to Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, and insisted she saw her stepbrother in a new light again. She believes Thomas Forrester, Matthew Atkinson, made a sincere vow to her. This week on Bold and Beautiful, he continues to swear he's a changed man. This sounds like a broken record to her husband. But once again, Hope Logan buys what Thomas is selling, much to Liam's disdain. Bold and the Beautiful spoilers indicate that Liam is soon on the outside looking in as Hope gets caught up in her work. And possibly caught up in Thomas as well, which is something Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline Misshinswood, worried about on a recent B&B episode. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers suggest that Hope soon sees her HFTF line looking better than ever. But she's thrilled for another reason as well. Douglas Forrester, Henry Joseph Samiri, back at home by his own choosing, makes Hope one happy mom. Thomas Forrester wasn't thrilled with his son's choice, as he hoped the little guy would want to live with him. So this week on Bold and the Beautiful, Thomas puts his disappointment aside and immerses himself in his creative designs. He makes every attempt to please Hope both with his designs and his behavior. But B&B spoilers suggest he may have another agenda in mind, one that Douglas mentioned the day he decided to go back home to his mom. The little lad wanted both his parents together someday, so this could be a hint of things to come. If anyone knew how to play into Douglas' wish, it would be Thomas. So it looks like all that excitement at work soon starts to upset home life for Hope and Liam. Douglas wants to see his parents together outside of work. This is not something that sits well with Liam. He's already on the edge with his wife working so close to her stepbrother. But it looks like Bold and the Beautiful dropped a hint last week when they had Douglas voice his wish that his parents would one day get together. It seems the little guy starts to snub Liam Spencer next week on B&B. It also looks like when Liam shares his concerns with Hope Logan, she makes light of it. She likely chalks it up to Douglas being a kid. But it also sounds as if Steffi watches her brother and his interaction at work with Hope Logan. She sees her stepsister's excitement level jump off the charts as the HFTF line takes hold again. But Bold and the Beautiful spoilers hint that she worries that there's more than what meets the eye to this sudden spark between Hope and Thomas. So, as the CBS soap rolls along next week, it looks like Hope Logan and Liam Spencer drift further apart. It also sounds as if Liam isn't buying the excuses his wife makes to explain her relationship with her lead designer, which looks more than just a coworker to her husband. In the fast-paced, glamorous world of the Bold and the Beautiful, emotional turmoil is never far behind. And next week, the drama surrounding Hope Logan and Liam Spencer is set to intensify in a way that has fans on the edge of their seats. As tensions run high, it seems that Liam is not buying what Hope is trying to sell, and this could spell disaster for their already fragile relationship. The story picks up right where we left off, with Hope desperately trying to convince Liam of her intentions regarding her professional choices and personal feelings. Hope, ever the optimist, has been pushing forward in her pursuit of a new business venture with Thomas Forrester. But as her actions have unfolded over recent weeks, they've raised more questions than answers. What began as a seemingly innocent collaboration between her and the infamous Forrester designer has now taken a much darker turn, causing a rift between Hope and Liam that appears nearly impossible to repair. Liam's suspicions have been mounting for some time. From the moment Hope agreed to work with Thomas again. His gut told him that this partnership was a ticking time bomb. He could sense the chemistry between them, the old connection that had previously caused so much heartache in their relationship. The more Hope deflects and downplays her feelings about Thomas, the more Liam is convinced that there's something she's not telling him. Her reassurances feel empty, and the cracks in their marriage have only deepened with each attempt to quell Liam's doubts comes next week, and it's clear she's desperate. She tries to paint a picture of a well-balanced partnership with Thomas, insisting that everything is strictly professional and focused on the success of their new line. She tells Liam that there's nothing to worry about, that she's committed to their family and their future. But there's a catch. Hope's words are hollow, and even she knows it. There's an underlying tension in her eyes, an unease that's hard to ignore. Her attempts to ease Liam's fears might sound convincing on the surface, but beneath the facade, Hope is grappling with her own conflicting emotions. Liam, however, isn't buying it. The more Hope tries to sell him this idealistic view of her work relationship with Thomas, the less Liam believes her. It's as if she's speaking a language he no longer understands. There's a shift in their dynamic, where once he may have taken her at her word, he's now more skeptical than ever. His protective instincts for their family, and especially for their son, Kelly, are on high alert. He can't ignore the uneasy feeling in his gut. His past experiences with Hope's emotional vulnerability and her closeness to Thomas have him seeing red flags that are hard to dismiss. Liam's sense of betrayal is palpable, and it's not just about Thomas. It's about Hope herself. Over the years, he has been her biggest supporter, but now he feels betrayed by her lack of transparency. Her refusal to open up about her real feelings toward Thomas, her former flame, and the man who has hurt their family before, only adds fuel to the fire. Hope's refusal to acknowledge the impact her actions might have on Liam and their family leaves him feeling more isolated and unimportant than ever. As the week progresses, it becomes evident that Liam can no longer ignore the cracks in their marriage. In a particularly heated moment, Liam calls out Hope on her evasive behavior, asking her bluntly if there's something more going on with Thomas than she's letting on. This confrontation is charged with raw emotion, as both characters struggle to articulate their fears and frustrations. Liam's pain is evident as he questions Hope's loyalty and commitment to their relationship. He's not asking for her to give up her career ambitions, but rather to be honest with him about the emotional entanglement that seems to be lingering beneath the surface. Hope, for her part, insists that Liam is overreacting. She becomes defensive, but there's a vulnerability in her response. It's clear that she's struggling with her own feelings of guilt. She wants to reassure Liam that their marriage is her top priority, but the more she tries to convince him, the more Liam grows convinced that something is off. Hope might be telling herself that everything is fine, but her actions speak louder than her words. There's a pattern forming, one that Liam cannot ignore. Hope is trying to sell him a version of reality that just doesn't sit right with him anymore. What's even more frustrating for Liam is the fact that Hope has not only failed to acknowledge the emotional risks of her collaboration with Thomas, but also hasn't fully confronted her own feelings. Does she truly see Thomas as just a colleague, or is there something deeper at play here? And if she's honest with herself, does she still have lingering feelings for him? These questions swirl in Liam's mind, and as much as he wants to trust Hope, his instincts are screaming that she's not being forthcoming. Next week, viewers can expect an explosive confrontation that tests the strength of Liam and Hope's relationship. The cracks that have formed between them are about to widen, and the couple's future will hang in the balance. Will Hope finally come clean about the emotional turmoil she's been hiding? Will Liam be able to trust her again, or has this breach of trust gone too far? As the drama unfolds, the stakes are higher than ever. Hope's determination to keep her life with Thomas under wraps may only be driving a wedge further between her and Liam. and it's unclear whether their marriage can survive the mounting pressure. The consequences of Hope's choices are becoming increasingly apparent, and the fallout is sure to affect not only her relationship with Liam, but also her family dynamics and her career at Forrester Creations. For fans of the bold and the beautiful, this week's episodes promise to be nothing short of intense. As Hope desperately tries to assure Liam that everything is under control, Liam is more skeptical than ever. What happens next will be pivotal in determining whether their bond can withstand the challenges ahead. The story is far from over, and the twists and turns that lie ahead are sure to leave viewers eagerly anticipating the next chapter in this ongoing saga of love, betrayal, and heartache.